Who is responsible for this? I demand that you show yourself! Who are you?
I have no words. I just don't, guys. I saw Pixels mere hours ago as of this writing, and I find myself incapable of putting what I'm feeling into words. Such is the magnitude of the disaster I've witnessed. Pixels is an unmitigated piece of god-awful fucking dog shit. Its existence feels alternately like a poison or a genital infection. It is cinematic strychnine, celluloid chlamydia. I shouldn't even be here right now. This isn't my jurisdiction. I'm a film critic. Pixels isn't a movie. It's a motherfucking active crime scene. And the crime is cultural vandalism. What we're faced with here is not simply the almost certainly worst major Hollywood movie that's gonna come out this goddamn year, and easily the worst Adam Sandler movie where he's not doing a stupid fucking voice affectation, but the vomit-encrusted nadir of the unholy assembly line transmutation of Generation X nostalgia into the quote-unquote geek corporate-branded marketing identity, the burning of the Library of Alexandria by way of the Hot Topic t-shirt printing press. Pixels is bad enough to make you hate the things you love, and watching it made me want to take a blowtorch to every scrap of video game memorabilia in my home. I didn't merely hate this movie, I wanted to beat it slowly to death with a wiffle ball bat, so it'd take fucking longer. I was bored within 2 minutes, angry after 5, and by the time all 100 had run out, I was just sad and numb, which has now simmered into a fine, pure, white-hot, pants-shitting rage. This is the kind of movie that shouldn't be reviewed so much as fed through a malfunctioning industrial shredder. Cock first, as I have to assume is the custom over at Happy Madison. Ugh. Fuck everything. But anyway, the plot to this tepid cauldron of room-temperature yak piss, inspired by a charming animated short film from a few years ago whose creator I hope was well compensated at least, is that a race of aliens have misinterpreted samples of Earth's popular culture contained in a NASA probe for a declaration of war and have attacked the planet with an army of energy creatures mimicking the forms of circa 1982 arcade games included in said samples. That's not the worst mechanism for setting up what is effectively retro gamer Jumanji by way of a castrato cover of Mars Attack, assuming that's something you've decided needs to exist for some shit-awful reason. Sidebar, the hell is Peter Dinklage doing in this pile of skid-marked sumo thong? Anyway, the whole Scott Pilgrim but for assholes routine with the game sequences is so overcomplicated yet poorly thought out you'd think they shot the fucking thing over a weekend, if not for how shamefully expensive it all looks. The rules, stakes, and mechanics change with no rhyme or reason. The humans play the good guy player role for the centipede scene, but then they have to be the ghosts in the Pac-Man sequence. Why? Who the fuck knows? The movie sure as hell doesn't care. At one point, entering a cheat code works for some reason without explaining how it was entered and why it should matter. This, above all else, is what's so irrationally infuriating about this maggot-oozing head wound of a movie. It plays at being this sentimental ode to the glory days of classic video games, and the only thing worse than all of that is that it's probably going to work. This is probably going to be a huge fucking hit. One more bullshit movie interlude for the masses to break up the monotony of our ongoing waddle toward idiocracy. Let me be crystal fucking clear here, folks. Pixels is the worst thing to happen to video games since the CDI, microtransactions, YouTube screamers, voice chat, and the death of the Dreamcast combined.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Every game company who let their creations turn up in this shit pile should be flogging themselves like a Catholic masturbator right now. Yes, even you, Nintendo. Fucking hell. You swear off Hollywood for like 2 years after one shitty Mario movie, but now you're suddenly totally okay with Mario, Donkey Kong, and the Duck Hunt dog showing up in this abortion? Classy. Real motherfucking classy. But now, Pixels is awful on a level that defies even the most negative conventions of review. Not a single joke lands, not a single performance works, the story is lazy, the stakes make no sense, the staging is limp and lifeless.
You know, it's weird. You live in Boston, but you never go to these places unless a tourist shows up.
Well, that's one big-ass tourist. Hey, you guys know what this reminds me of? As a matter of fact, I do.
Ivan!
Like, how many fingers should the people responsible for this piece of shit be allowed to keep? I hate this movie so much I would have rather watched Blended again. I hate this movie so much I would have rather caught up with Paul Blart 2 instead. I hate this piece of shit so much I'm no longer rooting for Tyrion to make it out of season 6 alive. I wanted to run this movie over with my car, repeatedly. I wanted to ritually blind this movie with razor wire. I wanted to drown this movie slowly in a vat of its own urine. As a film critic, I'm so used to Sandler sucking at this point that it's a challenge not to start grading his bullshit on some kind of curve. But as someone who actually loves all the stuff Pixels fucks around pretending to appreciate, it feels like the pride of Manchester, New Hampshire here broke into my fucking house, took a bloody backed up post-Taco Bell Miralax shit in the middle of my living room, and now wants me to pay him for the fucking privilege. In summation, fuck this movie, fuck everyone who made this movie, and if you pay money to watch this movie, fuck you too.